Hello and welcome. This is a quick little video I'm doing about Twilight Princess HD, which, if you haven't seen my other video, please go check that out, because that's the one with all the effort. But anyways, so this is just a quick little video I wanted to do to sort of talk about the HD version and sort of what differences it means and like what sort of a little bit of my own perspective, because the video I just linked you to was sort of just the character banter, sort of. It wasn't entirely my opinions, so I figured, wouldn't it be cool to do a little video this week as a little bonus to the last one, to play the new Wolf Link Amiibo DLC, which is the I think it's called the Cave of Shadows. Now, I've never played this before, and it's new Twilight Princess content, so I thought, wouldn't that be really fun to actually record my first impressions of that, and talk about the HD version while I'm at it. Yay. Great. Gotta touch it to the gamepad for it to understand. Now, let's put on the Wolf Link Amiibo. Cave of Shadows. Save and begin. Alright, so it kind of takes you right out of the game and puts you in this dungeon, which is a little disappointing in my opinion somewhere. Oh? This has a very similar look to that pit of like 1,000 trials that's in the game. Should you wish to test yourself, complete the challenge ahead in wolf form. Okay. Okay, so what is different about the HD version? I've found that the HD version is essentially definitive in my opinion, and the reason I didn't talk about it a whole lot in the video that I did was because the HD aspect really meant nothing to me, almost. Like, it just made the game look the way it was trying to look back when the game came out, basically. Like, I'm serious. Like, I don't know, it looks natural. The game doesn't ever have to look the way it used to ever again, and I don't think anyone will complain, because this game didn't take the original and like improve on it in such a way that it's like godly and it's like super impressive. No, they basically just made the game look way better. That's really all they did. So far this just seems to be this sort of seems to be a bit of reused content here. Nothing new yet. I don't know if we're gonna get to something new, or if it's just gonna keep throwing us into more and more difficult pits. If it's the latter, then I suppose that's cool, but we kind of already had that earlier in the game. Like, there's a part where I was actually considering doing that part for the video, because I figured it would be cool to talk about the gameplay, but which I might still do if people want to see that, but I personally don't think I'm that entertaining to listen to, so maybe not. But, yeah, so Twilight Princess HD basically doesn't, like, the HD part of it barely means anything, because, I mean, the original game, in my opinion, was fine the way it was, but the HD version essentially made it return to this place when you desire a greater challenge. Okay, so we're getting a reward now. What the? Okay, so I think this is gonna change up now. Yay, we got 20 rupees. But okay, so yeah, like I was saying though, the HD version really doesn't feel that different. It feels like it was supposed to be this way. So are we just out of the dungeon now? So it's not even a dungeon? Okay. So perhaps this is supposed to be... Okay, so maybe this is supposed to be some kind of, like, intended challenge mode for the wolf instead of, like, a dungeon mode. Like, it's not supposed to be, like, just, like, a dungeon in the context of the game's narrative. Maybe it's just supposed to be... Your enhanced power has opened a new path. But yeah, like, maybe it's supposed to be, it's just supposed to be like a fucking challenge mode for the wolf because they didn't feel like they did enough wolf challenges in the game or something. I don't know. I was originally going to do a good or bad sort of style review on this dungeon, but apparently it's not actually a dungeon by like the way that I thought it was a dungeon. I guess the Wolf-Link amiibo is less worth it than I thought it was. Well, that's pretty funny. I didn't expect it to just be this. I'm a little disappointed if I'm being honest, but I guess I also was thinking this was a brand new dungeon and not sort of just like taking the assets and being like, okay, here's some challenges for the wolf now. Here you go. At least I can assume it doesn't get original ever. But I could have swore it said on the box that it was a new dungeon. But perhaps I misread it or was just thinking too much when I read it. Because this does not look like a new dungeon. This just looks exactly like the big-ass pit place in the Gerudo Desert. It looks literally like the same thing. It's basically the same thing. Just instead of human Link challenges, it's Wolf Link challenges. And I'm cool with that. But, yeah, so the HD version also has like the amiibo support, as I've sort of covered. This amiibo support is definitely not very big. It doesn't affect like I said, it doesn't. The HD version, seriously, it doesn't feel like it's this big improvement over the original. It just feels like it's almost the way the original was supposed to be to begin with. Now, I know that sounds weird, because yes, that does mean a big improvement, but only graphical fidelity is like kind of just at an all-time like, wow, I'd never need to see Twilight Princess remastered ever again. Like, honestly, like, this game just looks perfect now. I don't have any need or desire to, Okay, there we go. Maybe now it's gonna go into a dungeon, because this looks different. Oh, yeah, this is starting to look different now. Okay. Maybe I spoke too soon, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I spoke way too fucking soon. Okay. But yeah, like I said, though, the HD version is just very minimalist. It doesn't improve on a whole lot or anything. I will say I grew up playing this game on the Nintendo Wii, so, like, the readjustment period I had with this game, like, for this version was a lot of fun, actually. It basically made me relearn how to play. Because, like, there's a certain way that your momentum shifts in this game that you kind of have to get down, and I like that. It feels, that's what I kind of like about the way the game feels when I'm playing it, is that the way that the stick kind of controls your momentum has this almost loose feeling, especially if you're not used to this game. It feels, like, loose at first. And at first, when I first started playing the Wii U version, I was, like, almost convinced it was, like, clunky. Like, I genuinely had, like, a kind of a small gripe initially, but for some reason, that gripe just slowly went away the more I played. And, yeah, so I don't really know. Like, I think it was just because I was used to the Wii controls, and this was different, and I wasn't used to this yet. But yeah, generally speaking, that's really it, though, for the HD version. There isn't a whole lot else to talk about. Like, seriously, it's just the same fucking game, but HD and nice looking. But yeah, it's good. Good game. They've made it on the GameCube and Wii, don't get me wrong. This game's still perfectly okay on the GameCube and Wii. It's just, this version, in my eyes, is just how it should have been done. Like, this is what they were trying to do back then. This is like what would have happened if you released the game on the 360 instead of the Wii. It would have just looked way nicer. Now, I don't know if it would have looked this nice. Alright, well, I died. Great. Hero mode's real fun, guys. Real fucking fun. If you're gonna play the game, just play it in hero mode and you'll have a grand old game over time. Do you want to see the end of the Cave of Shadows? You really want to see the end of the Cave of Shadows? Well, then go Google it, because I'm not doing that. So there's really no reason to play it. There's no, like, I knew it. It's a wallet. That's the reward for the dungeon. That really sucks. I'm sorry, but, like, that was not what I was expecting. It's not what I was expecting. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Twilight Princess HD gameplay fun times with